What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. For your Black History Month fact, day 19, we are going to be talking about the New York draft riots. Now, the New York draft riots took place during the Civil War, specifically the week of July the 13th of 1863. What happened was Abraham Lincoln, in order to recruit more soldiers, he enacted a draft. Now, the draft predominantly affected poor immigrants, poor white immigrants, I should say, in New York. What happened was a lot of black, freedmen and former slaves wanted to join the army, but Abraham Lincoln did not want black troops. But he needed soldiers, so they put a draft in place. And the way the draft worked was the following: men, the draft was for the draft overwhelmingly affected the Irish working class, and they did not really want to fight in the Civil War. They didn't feel like the war was about them. They didn't feel like it had anything to do with them, and so they really did not want to fight. But the way that the draft worked was either you were drafted and of course you had to go off to war, or if you could afford to, you could pay $300, which is the equivalent to $6,600 in today's money. And honestly, most poor workers could not afford to pay that, and so they had to go off to war while the rich were able to stay home and not fight. Well, this grew to be a lot of resentment between the Irish working class and the blacks, the freed blacks up north. One, because a lot of times the Irishmen would go off to fight, and who would take their place in their jobs? A lot of times it would be the free blacks. And of course, that didn't sit well. Also, they were like, this is their war. This has nothing to do with us. So the riot took place. Again, it started on July the 13th. It was initially intended to express anger at the draft. The protest quickly turned into a race riot where white rioters attacking black people and violence throughout the city. The official death toll is listed at either 119 or 120. Conditions in the city were such that Major General John E. Wool, commander of the Department of the East, said on July the 16th that martial law ought to be proclaimed, but I do not have sufficient force to enforce it. The military did not reach the city until the second day of rioting, by which time the mobs had ransacked or destroyed numerous public buildings, 2 Protestant churches, the homes of various abolitionists or sympathizers, many black homes, and the Colored Orphan Asylum. The area's demographic changed as a result of the riot. Many black residents left Manhattan permanently, many moving to Brooklyn. By 1865, the black population had fallen below 11,000 for the first time since 1820. And of course, the rest is history. I mean, blacks had once dominated the borough of Manhattan, but after the riot, they left, and for the most part, never really returned back in those numbers. So those are the race draft. The New York draft. I was going to say the race drafts. The New York draft riots of 1863. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll talk to you later.